After the NSA level talks between India and Pakistan were cancelled last month, a 16-member delegation led by the DG of the Pakistan Rangers is in Delhi to hold discussions with the Border Security Force. My colleague Deeptiman Tiwari has been tracking the developments. Deeptiman, could you tell us what exactly the BSF hopes to raise during these talks?
See, the main agenda for this meeting is basically ceasefire violations and infiltration from across the border. These are the two main points. Although the agenda has several points from both sides, but those are relatively minor issues. For example, there will be smuggling of narcotics, there will be smuggling of arms, there will be inadvertent transgression by local villagers from either side. There are issues like building of defenses on either side which are not authorized or not part of the talks between the two sides. Then fence maintenance such as cutting of grass and everything. All these are minor issues. The main points will be ceasefire violations because in the past couple of years the tension between the two countries, especially on the international border which falls in Jammu, has escalated in an unprecedented manner, and that the two sides will be looking to resolve because it has not only led to deaths of soldiers on both sides but also led to loss of civilian lives. So that is one of the most important points which is being discussed in these talks.
That's right. I believe even yesterday two BSF personnel were injured when there was another ceasefire violation by Pakistani troops in the Kupwara sector. Deeptiman, can you tell us conversely what the Pakistan delegation, some of the points that it intends to raise, because as we learn, I believe they have almost double the number of points on their agenda than
that is correct. There are many points. Some of these are very minor issues such as use of abusive language by BSF soldiers on the border when they deal with Pakistan Rangers. They also have issues of infiltration. Ceasefire violation is top of the agenda on Pakistan side as well, because they maintain that unprovoked firing is initiated by India and it is not Pakistan which indulges into unprovoked firing. There are several other issues of taking these border issues to the UN or involving UN agencies, which they have included in their agenda. But for them also the main moot point is ceasefire violations, because during the escalated tension, as we saw last year, when India retaliated heavily to Pakistan fire, Pakistan suffered severe losses both on in terms of loss of lives of soldiers and civilian lives. So that is big on their agenda as well.
So what sort of atmosphere are the talks taking place in, and are there any real takeaways that can be achieved during these talks?
What we have gathered so far is our sources say that these talks, as opposed to similar talks which have been held 2013 and before that, these talks have been more cordial than expected, and there is an atmosphere of positivity around. At least today's talks ended on a very positive note. There were certain in principle agreements which were reached, and as they seem and as they look at this point in time, and if the promises which are being made, if they are kept in the long run, it may seem de-escalation of tension on the border. For example, the two sides have agreed to open more communication channels, not only in the field levels but also at the top level, which means that for the first time the DGs of both BSF and Pakistan Rangers have agreed to directly talk to each other. So if there is certain kind of understanding at the top level, certainly the command will flow down to the field level and things will be better managed when any untoward incident happens. Also, they have reached an agreement that after any ceasefire violation takes place from either side, the other side will wait for at least 1 hour to retaliate. This hour will be utilized to establish any kind of communication channel that can be established to diffuse the tension. This, if it is followed as it has been agreed upon, will help in the long run in de-escalating unintended ceasefire violations. For example, on the border, as we know of, there are at times violations which are not mandated from the top.
So even as ceasefire violations continue, India and Pakistan, their security forces are talking in Delhi of confidence building measures. Thanks, Diptiman.